Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bulldog Report. Some day varsity boys basketball action here in the Metuchen High School gym, and happy February to everybody at home. Tipping off right now is Metuchen versus the Central Jersey College Prep Cougars. Me and Jacob Krumholz inside the booth. Ike Bush will be joining us a little bit later to take you the rest of the way, but so far, just me and Jacob here inside the broadcast booth. What are you looking forward to today, Jacob?
I'm looking forward to a great matchup. An independent team. We were talking to their coach a little bit earlier. Independent team. We don't know a lot about them. Some of their record shows that we've played some of the same teams, but really, I kind of a lot of variables. Not a lot known about this. So it should be just fun to see a nice matchup for this Bulldogs team.
Yeah, this is a very weird matchup for Metuchen. It's obviously just a game that you're trying to schedule in to build your record a little bit, as there is a layup by an unknown player for now. We'll eventually get a roster here to sort of put the pieces together, but this is a very weird team. Like you said, independent conference, so we don't really know what they're about. They play a few of the same teams we do, but they've played a team in Brooklyn, right, the other day?
Yeah. They I can't remember the exact name. Aramis Hall, right?
Yes, yeah.
Or Erasmus Hall, and so definitely a strange schedule, kind of all over the place, all over the state, all over the tri-state area even.
Yeah.
So really a lot that's unknown, and it should be exciting.
There is a free throw by Danny Kuhn that sinks, but yeah, like you said, so they pretty much just get any game they can. It's almost like your Notre Dame in college football. You can schedule whatever you want because you're not really in a conference. You don't need a home and away series versus a team like Spotswood or South River that Metuchen does. But Danny Kuhn gets the pair on the free throw line, and this game is tied 2-2.
In some ways, that allows you to kind of sculpt. It allows you to sculpt your own schedule, and you can kind of exploit that a little bit. But as you can see, they've played some really strong competition this year. I mean, that Erasmus Hall game, one of the best teams in the country, really.
Right. So Metuchen taking it back the other way, looking to build a lead here. They are favored in this game from what we know, at least about this team. Galligan with the three, and that one's good. 5-2 in favor of the Bulldogs on a Danny Galligan three-pointer.
Really good look there from Danny. I loved seeing him take that shot. And that's kind of the way he's been actually throughout his entire high school career. He's not afraid to take that shot, and it pays off almost all the time, really.
A good screen by Cam Hayes-Dorina worked out on the shot there, and that one's no good for Central Jersey College Prep. And, yeah, like you said, Danny Galligan found it wide open there, a little bit wide open right there again, but not a good look for a shot. Got the look for a shot there and took advantage of the three-pointer. So Metuchen leading 5-2 here, and looks like this ball is going to go the other way. I didn't really see what the call was there, but we'll head back in the direction of Central Jersey College Charter. We were talking to some of our security people. We were talking to Mr. Mooney, new father, so congratulations to him. But if you're looking at the top of your screen, you're seeing some volleyball nets hanging down from the top of the ceiling. He was saying, the keypad's broken. We can't send that down.
Yeah,
so
those are the classic batting cages.
Yeah.
You know, in the high school gym, also known as the volleyball eater.
Yeah.
Every year it seems like it's a problem, and now, what a great break! Oh, just could not convert there from Ben Santis. What a great look.
Yeah, it was a great look and a great steal, a little loose ball security by Central Jersey College Prep. But yeah, so the keypad Mr. Mooney was saying is broken, actually, so they can't get those volleyball nets down. So if that becomes an obstruction later, it should be interesting to see what plays out. But
yeah, you can see over there on the left, over by the swinging softball painting.
Right.
It's really drooping. So might have to talk to Mr. Z, maybe get Coach Danik in here to get that working.
And if you are talking about Coach Z, we are looking at a varsity wrestling senior night tonight. Immediately following this game, as soon as these players get off the court, the wrestling mats are going to go on, and tonight we have varsity wrestling senior night versus Spotswood here in the MHS gym. So that one you will also see on the Bulldog Report. Starting at 6 p.m. is JV, and starting at 7 p.m. is varsity, where you will see some of our seniors, some of our good friends, actually. Pharrell Moppy, Kyle Rutter, CJ Preha, they're all going to be in the mix there. Patrick Moore, the list goes on. But, yeah, good to honor them. We've had a lot of senior nights here in Metuchen these past few weeks.
Yes, it's a senior season almost.
Yeah.
A little alliteration there.
And, we have the week of lights for the fall sports where we normally do the senior nights. There's nothing like that there, and Jason Woods gets it to go. He'll get the layup there on the left side, and it's 7-4 in favor of Metuchen. A steal the other way. Jason Woods finds Cam Hayes. He goes up, and it's good. 9-4 in favor of the Bulldogs, and this team has been surging as of late. And Central Jersey College Charter will take it the other way. But Metuchen has looked spectacular in a game like this so far in this first quarter. And Jacob, what do you like from this team so far?
I just like, they've kept the pressure on. They, come in here and take care of business. That's what we were talking about a little bit in the last game. You know what the mission is. You have to get a win in one of these kind of unknown matchups. Especially with that overall schedule for seeding.
Yeah.
You have to come in here and get a win. They've came in and they weren't flat-footed. They came in here like they knew what they had to do, and they've done it so far.
For a team like Metuchen, they're currently sitting around 500. I believe they're 10-10. These games are going to matter a lot because, of course, you want to beat up on these teams. And when you're starting to get into states and GMC playoff implications, I know maybe at the end of this week we're going to get a girls' game at home. What I'm hearing right now is Saturday morning we could be getting a game. The girls right now, I believe, are 14 or 15-6, so they're really good.
Something around that,
and
yeah.
They're going to be hosting probably a states game and a GMC playoff game at this rate, like they did last year. They were first in the GMC Blue. That won't happen this year, but Danny Kuhn gets the layup there on another steal for Metuchen, and that one's good to go. 11-4 in favor of the Metuchen Bulldogs.
That was a beautiful play there. What a great steal from Cam Hayes-Dorina. We'll try and get that replay back up here in a second, but
Metuchen taking it back up. Kuhn looking for three from the side, and that one's no good, and they'll take it back the other way. But yeah, Metuchen has looked great so far. Of course, 11-4, the scoreboard was saying it. I was actually talking to both coaches earlier before this game in warm-ups, and they were saying how unique of a matchup this is. College Charter and Metuchen have never played before, so neither of these teams really know each other. And their coach was talking to me earlier. The College Charter coach was talking to me earlier. Like you said, they're independent. So they kind of just play whatever teams they can. And from Metuchen, of course, you want to play them because later in the season, you're always going to have these really gritty, hard matchups. It's good to always get a win here late in the stretch when your team's starting to get a little tired, but it also lets you get your formations right and all of your plays working out, your team chemistry good for these tough tests once you start to get into GMC play.
But before that can happen, you have to come out here and play strong.
Right.
And you got to show up, and this is not going to be a team that you're just going to push around. You're really going to have to play some good basketball. So it's a really good test still for this Bulldogs team. Kind of a good prep for a must-win situation that we might have here in the GMC tournament or in the state tournament in a couple of weeks.
A foul on the floor by what looked to be Cody Cardillo. The three-pointer is no good for College Charter. It will go back in the favor of Metuchen Bulldogs, and this one is out of bounds. It'll stay with Metuchen right down on the baseline. We're going to look at this replay from earlier here, and we'll send it over right now. This Danny Kuhn layup. Good steal there from Cam Hayes-Dorina and Danny Kuhn. Metuchen's been great in transition so far, and you only missed a foul shot there. A good shot there. Yeah, you missed there by Cam Hayes, but Metuchen's looked great in transition, especially. They've gotten a lot of steals on a interesting passing here from College Charter or shot selection, something like that, where even you see now Metuchen's getting the ball right back. Cam Hayes over the timeline, and Coach Cardillo, I believe, is going to call a timeout here. Or no, he got fouled. So that's a reach-in foul on Cam Hayes-Dorina. That is Carter Staton, who just got his second foul of the game already. 1 minute and 33 seconds left in this first quarter. Jason Woods goes up and will get fouled, so he'll be sent to the line here. Yeah, no, this offense has been high octane. They've been pretty sound on defense. Metuchen's been taking advantage of, the shot selection so far for uh, College Charter, and they've been able to capitalize on the other end. Jason Woods sinks his first foul shot, and he'll stay there for the second, 14-4.
I wonder how much more we're going to see of Jason Woods if this game kind of progresses the way it looks like it might. Really commanding here first quarter as we've seen so far. I wouldn't be surprised if it might be a half and done, maybe even like quarter and a half and done for Jason.
So Jason Woods gets the second of the two. Leighton Emsley checking in for his first minutes of the day, and we've already seen Danny Kuhn swap out, Ben Santos swap out. So now you have Cody Cardillo, Danny Galligan, Matt Smith, Jason Woods, and Leighton Emsley as your 5 players on the floor. Your starters were Danny Galligan, Danny Kuhn, Cam Hayes, Jason Woods, and Ben Santos. So those were your 5 that started. And now we're seeing a little mix in here for the Metuchen Bulldogs. And there's a 2 that's good for College Charter. Metuchen will take it the other way. Some press defense a little bit for Charter, and it doesn't work out for them. Metuchen gets past it. Galligan with the shot. That one's no good. Fighting for it down by the key. Matt Smith over to Jason Woods. Jason Woods will pull the 3, and that one's good. Jason Woods from range. 18-6 in favor of Metuchen. And Coach Nicholas Farmolaro, will take a timeout there to gather things. What have you liked from Metuchen so far, Jacob?
Well, this offense has looked spectacular, really, so far. Just came out taking care of business, like I said earlier. But the defense has looked sharp. They've been able to get the steals when they need to, kind of take advantage of some sloppy passes by Central Jersey, by the Cougars. So, really, just all around the board, they look good. They look like they should be playing exactly like they're playing. Like they're playing exactly like they should be playing. Is what. Right. Sorry, a little bit of a correction there. But we know what this team's capable of. You know what they really can do, and they're doing it so far. A little bit of a water break there, sorry folks, but
I had to get the water break. I apologize to the fans out there. I had to get a little water. Ball wasn't in play, luckily. Rules analyst Tony Jacob.
It looks like it's the Spotswood wrestling team coming in here. A little early arrival for their matchup tonight. Make sure to check that out. Also, that'll be on the Bulldog Report. Should be a good matchup for this the senior squad of this wrestling team.
Now what I'm realizing is this is a 4 o'clock game, so it's a weird game. There's not that many fans here. You can see the far side. Of course, the close side always has a lot more fans, parents, because the far side is kind of the student section, but now I'm realizing that both wrestling teams are about to be watching this game soon.
Exactly. That far side is all wrestlers. If you can't tell from there, it is just wrestlers and more wrestlers.
Mr. Ulmer's got a bunch of guys waiting for the weight room. I can see in the corner by the dog pound, and now they're going to march across. But yeah, both wrestling teams are going to be watching this game. I'd imagine it could get pretty fun here in a second.
It really could. And we had a little Mr. Mooney sighting there.
Yeah.
So that was good too. Always makes the day.
Mr. Mooney just makes your day, doesn't he?
Oh, he does. He's an unbelievable man. Really, like, such a great role model for the school community. Everybody wants to be like Mr. Mooney. I don't name a person who doesn't like Mr. Mooney.
My senior quote was quoting Mr. Mooney.
Was it quoting Mr. Mooney or Dr. Mooney?
I put Mr. Mooney on my senior quote, but sometimes I say he's smart enough to have a PhD. Jason Woods gets it to go with time remaining. 3, 2, 1 for the College Charter. Puts up the shot, and that one will brick off the backboard. End of the first quarter here, 20-7 in favor of the Metuchen Bulldogs. They're handling business so far, but we'll take a little break, and we'll be back for some second quarter action. Jared Popek and Jacob Krumholz on the call on the Bulldog Report. Welcome back here for some second quarter action. You only missed about 10 seconds of us calling it, but Metuchen starting to establish themselves here in the second quarter. They had a monstrous first quarter, 20 points. They're on pace for 80 currently, and 80 doesn't happen very often in boys basketball. If Metuchen can pull that off, that's impressive stuff. 7 points allowed for Metuchen's defense as well. Credit to that. And most of the starters are still out right now. You got Matt Smith, Leighton Emsley, Ben Santis, Danny Kuhn, and who was that last one there? Cody Cardillo on your screen right now.
These are actually all players we've seen start at least one game for the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
You know, remember that Leighton Emsley started against one of their biggest games of the year, that Spotswood game, at a little height. So
it was that Timothy Christian game.
Oh, Timothy Christian. That's exactly what it was. Shout out to Timothy Christian. Probably listening. Coach might be listening.
Great program.
Great program. Unbelievable stuff this year.
Yeah, we were meeting the Timothy Christian coach. Very, very nice guy. And he said he loves watching our streams. Always entertaining, the professionalism he loves. So thank you to all the fans actually watching. If you're just tuning in, second quarter action here on the Bulldog Report. 20-7 in favor of Metuchen. And it looks like Leighton Emsley is a little slow to get up, but he will get up just fine, and I think he'll be sent to the line for 2.
Really textbook basketball. Just really great offensively, defensively. 20 points in the first quarter in a boys' high school basketball game, that 8-minute quarter is pretty outrageous. That's great to see.
So what we were talking about on Monday was we were playing New Brunswick. The girls were playing New Brunswick, right? We were talking about the Zebras. We were talking about Zebras for so long. Now I'm actually showing you what I'm talking about. Look at the side of Metuchen's uniforms. It looks a little bit like Zebra, as Ben Santis will get the pair 22-7 on a great layup by Ben Santis taking that lane. But, yeah, do you see what I'm talking about? The little zebra stripe on Metuchen's
I see exactly
unis?
what you're talking about.
I love it.
Chaotic little transition here across the timeline.
I didn't know if they were going to call that a backcourt violation, but good on College Charter to take advantage of that transition. Metuchen will settle it back across the timeline. No zebra jokes today.
No zebra jokes.
Maybe if Ike gets here, he'll start goofing around.
Maybe a little bit. It might get a little goofier in the second half.
And no promises were made, but I was talking to Alex Perez, asking him if he wanted to come on and make a little appearance. He said, of course. I said no promises. I'm also seeing another one of our commentators, Zach Mismano, just walking by.
Yeah.
Bulldog Report, we've got people everywhere, as Ike was saying last game.
We really do. You know, I don't know what's more unique, actually. We were talking about Zebras. Cougars is pretty good too. You don't see a lot of Cougar high schools.
Cam Hayes takes the 3. That's no good, but Ben Santis will cash in on 2 from the layup, from the Hogerby square, as Ike would say.
Hogerby square.
Maybe he'll show up. Maybe the commentator's curse of me saying he's not here yet. He's running a little bit late. Will play in, and he'll start calling this game instead of me. But you know,
that's just one of the weird things of a 4 o'clock start. You just don't see a lot of that.
I love the opportunity to call it right now. So half decent game we got going on right now, 24-9 in favor of Metuchen, and some more students are actually filing in as we're talking about this. I think the anticipation of the senior night for wrestling has been one of the best representations of wrestling support, at least I've seen so far in my high school. Wrestling has always kind of been underappreciated here at Metuchen. Matt Smith will go up and not get fouled. I thought he got fouled there. He went down to the ground on a layup, but that one's no good. On the other end, also no good, and we'll take it the other way. Danny Kuhn being fought, and now he is fouled. So it will go right back into Metuchen's hands. Metuchen settling their offense down here, up by a big margin. 15-point margin separates the Bulldogs and the Cougars here. in the Metuchen gym. We got a little day game, 4 o'clock action. We don't normally see 4 o'clock games for at least varsity basketball. They got here early. I know two of the players were in my math class trying to get out and get on the court early because school for us ends at 2:50 and they needed to be on the court by 3. So it was a tough turnaround for them to get in, get changed, maybe get a little something to eat. But they were able to do it, show up, warm up pretty quickly, and they got here just on time.
One of the great things about high school sports, though, it's so great watching the classroom aspect of it.
Right.
You see who's playing on the court right now in all your classes. You see them all day. It's like one of those. We've all seen the jokes that one kid in math of those the stories of the kid in math class before he had to guard LeBron James
Yeah.
in high school.
Yeah.
That's such a cool part about being a student athlete. Exactly.
Right.
Emphasis on the student part.
Even like Don Bosco Prep right now, they have Dylan Harper, right? Ace
Exactly.
Bailey, and imagine going to high school, going to calculus class, and then all of a sudden you have to go into Don Bosco and play the number 2 recruit in the country.
It's outrageous, really. It's such a cool thing about high school sports.
Unfortunately no number 2 recruits on the floor right now, but
You never know. Might develop into one in college here. Jason Woods has had such an incredible season.
he
You
has.
never know what's going to happen with him.
And we were talking a little bit about the talent of the underclassmen. We're a lot with the girls because Vicky Zanecki right now is having an unbelievable season
Special.
as a sophomore. So
Yes.
she has time to build her resume because normally junior senior year you're already looking at colleges. Sophomore year you can definitely get something. She already I believe has almost 300 points right now.
It's unbelievably good.
And she had 100 as a freshman, 300 here as a sophomore. Danny Galligan attempts the 3. That one's no good. Little fight for it under the rim. They're going to call it a foul on Metuchen. It'll go the other way. A little fight for it under the rim. That one's no good, and Metuchen will take it back the other way. It's been pretty volatile in terms of the transitions so far. Leighton Emsley gets the pair to go. That was a great play by Leighton Emsley fighting under the rim.
Taking
and he
the
got that
contact.
one, yeah, right on the Hogerby square, as we like to call it a little bit here on the Bulldog Report. But now let's bring in our rules analyst, Jacob Krumholtz, who has been here all the time. What do you think the legality of what just happened there with Leighton Emsley? What was that?
That's just good physical play. I'm not gonna sit here and say really anything about that one. Good physical play. Leighton Emsley, talented player, big guy too. He's gonna get those points all day, every day, and he eats down there. That's where you want to see him. And really quick 2 points there, add up to that total. What a great start for this offense. We should see a lot of it, Leighton Emsley today, just with how this one plays out.
Right, and Leighton Emsley is such a good. He puts on so much effort. I always see him putting in effort wherever he is on the floor.
Given that 110%,
Right. And he has, you can see 2 knee braces on right now. We were talking about during soccer season, I was talking to him, and he said, my knees are not doing very great, unfortunately, for Leighton Emsley. It's just one of the things he has to battle. He's battling it very well right now, but of course we wish the best for him. No, stay healthy,
One of the bright spots for this this young, actually really pretty
Yeah.
young Metuchen squad.
Oh,
He'll be a force for years to come. Expect a lot out of him.
Right, because he is a sophomore, too. You have Jason Woods, a junior. Cam Hayes is a sophomore. Matt Smith is also a sophomore. Danny Galligan's a junior. You only have 3 seniors, being one of them or 2 of them on the floor right now. Ben Santis, Danny Kuhn, Cody Cardillo just checked out. But, yeah, those are your only 3 seniors. I believe last year we had almost 7.
Yes,
so,
yeah, big senior squad last year.
big senior squad. Marcus Malamug, Max Cohn, Ben Galiota, a fan favorite.
Tom Cassani.
Yep. Yeah, so they lost a lot of seniors last year. Now they're very young, and they look to be very good, hopefully, in the coming years. Right now, it's all about the focus of what's going to happen the rest of this year. A great steal by Ben Santis. Our cameras can't catch up to him, and he was fouled up by the rim. Our camera couldn't even catch up to
So fast.
Yeah, the speed of that steal, all that action there.
It looked like I don't know if he got rejected on the way up for a dunk, or he missed the dunk.
We couldn't even see what happened. I
He,
think
he
I
was
think
laughing it off a little bit there as he got to the line.
I think he was going up for the layup there and got hit on the hand on the way up. But Ben Santos sinks the first free throw, and they're about to near the 30-point mark before they enter the half. So great for Metuchen, and they've only given up 4 so far in the second quarter, which is really good. They've given up 7 in the first, 4 in the second right now, and I believe College Charter just lost the ball. A little poor dribbling there, but Metuchen will get it on that unfortunate note.
Last 40 seconds here. I'd really like to see them get to 30 plus here. That'd be a great first half stat to have.
Right, Jason Woods puts up the 3. That
Bang!
one's good. His second three-pointer of the day, and Metuchen amasses third. Oh, wow, so they're not even calling that a 3. That was a deep 2. I guess his toe was on the line. Getting robbed of the 3 there. That was a great, I guess, long 2 by Jason Woods. Clock ticking down. There will be no Jake down at halftime, unfortunately.
No Jake down today.
Too small of a crew, yeah. Too small of a crew to make it happen. There's nobody in the booth if both of us were going to go into the other room to do the Jake down. Some fight there by Leighton Emsley, and they're going to call it a foul on Emsley. So it'll stay with us. 3.8 seconds left to go, and all you're going to have left is a shot here.
Maybe a little steal, a little chuck of
it's
half court.
Yeah, it would have to be really quick, but it's possible. 3, 2, 1, crazy shot, and they're going to call that a foul on Metuchen, so he will get sent to the line for 2. Looks a little bit shaken up, but he's okay. Still don't know the names of anybody, so we're kind of just calling them the Cougars for now.
And just apologize for that. There's not a lot known about this team. We never played them. First matchup.
It's different when you have a team like, I don't know, South River, where
Spotswood, any of those teams.
I'll walk inside the gym and I know who Alex Grosby is immediately.
Yes.
Like, all these players were walking, and I had no idea who a single one was because we've never played this team. I've never seen any of these kids in my life. That will end the half, though, 31-12 in favor of the Metuchen Bulldogs. Great half for Metuchen, and a little victory lap in the second half, hopefully, for the Bulldogs. But for now, Jared Popek and Jacob Krumholz inside the booth. Maybe we'll switch it up and give some other kids some airtime here in the second half. But for now, Jared Popek and Jacob Krumholz, you're watching a little day basketball action on the Bulldog Report. Back calling the second half action here inside the Bulldog Gym. 31-12 is your score right now for the Metuchen Bulldogs against Central Jersey College Charter Cougars, I believe is their name. Jacob Krumholtz and Jared Popek back inside the booth for the second half. Ike Bush, I have just heard, is leaving. He is on his way, so we should be getting some of his play-by-play. And we're also going to get a little interview with one of our senior wrestlers for tonight. We got him coming on. Pharrell Moppy should be coming on to give us a little sneak peek of how his wrestling season's gone, what he hopes for tonight, and should be a fun one tonight. Recently debuted, I know for both of the basketball teams as well as the wrestling team has loved this, is the Spotlight, as that ball hit Landon Perez, I believe, under the rim. And his camera is good, but like I was saying, they've loved the Spotlight. We've used it a little bit for the starting lineups. We'll turn the lights off, get it all dark in the gym, and get the Spotlight on over the Bulldog. It's very cool, but for wrestling, the Spotlight's right over the center mat, so it gives it what the wrestlers like to say, added pressure, but it's also very cool for them.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, so we should hear from Pharrell Moppy tonight, and like I was kind of saying earlier, wrestling has gotten a lot of attention recently, and I feel like they've been underappreciated here at the high school, and now they're finally getting their start here. Danny Galligan attempts the three. That one's no good. Ben Santos fighting for the rebound, gets it to go, and Danny Galligan is fouled.
And they're getting the attention, and it rightfully so. They're
Right.
really incredible program. Coach Z, Coach Kegel,
Yeah.
really run one of the best wrestling programs in the state. It's a special group to watch.
They are a very special group to watch, so we should hear about that a little more later. For now, third quarter action. Jason Woods attempts the three. That one's good. Hopefully that will count as the three this time. He had a long two earlier, but that will count as his another long two. Can you believe that? If you're Jason Woods, you've just gotten robbed from you should have had your third three-pointer of the game, and I don't know. His foot might have been on the line. I couldn't tell if that was in a blind spot.
We'll take a look in a second.
Let's look at the replay right here, and let's get it ready here. That should be good. Let's look at it. Yeah, his foot might have been on the line.
Very close. Very, very close.
Yeah, a little bit close. This is now live, as we were saying. Luke Krumholtz started that for Ike Bush. Hopefully that will be his catchphrase. This is live.
This is live.
Yeah. He was talking about how he needed a catchphrase. Our rules analyst, Jacob Krumholtz, do you think he deserves a catchphrase?
Who, Ike Bush?
Yeah.
I think he deserves a catchphrase. He's an excellent broadcaster, and we wish him the best in the future. He'll be doing it in some form or another.
Right.
The next.
Cam Hayes Arena.
From Grove Ave. What a shot.
From downtown Metuchen. That is a good three. Finally, his toes were a good 3 to 4 feet behind the line there. That's a great three for Cam Hayes Arena. Sorry to cut you off, as you were saying.
No, but if you watch, the Charlotte Hornets broadcaster.
Oh man,
I think that's a broadcasting inspiration.
Yeah,
it just goes absolutely insane when someone makes a shot or.
Not Joe Buck or Troy Aikman. I want that guy.
That guy.
And I want Ike Bush in my booth.
Yes.
He'll be here in a second, and like I said, we will get a little bit fun here in the second half for all of those watching. 36-12 right now. Metuchen tripling Central Jersey College Charter's score. Cam Hayes gets the layup to go, and that will increase their lead to 26.
Good math there, Jared.
Yeah, I was taking a little hesitation to think, but
Mr. Murray would be proud.
Oh yeah, did well on my most recent Mr. Murray test. So.
Oh great, calc.
Yep.
AB.
Yeah. And first semester grades just came out too. So
yes,
big time for seniors at the Metuchen High School.
Mid-year reports are out. How was Let's do a little interview here.
Oh man.
Jared.
Man.
First semester action. How do we do?
We did pretty well actually. Mostly A's here.
So great broadcaster and a scholar.
Oh, thank you.
There we
you
go.
as well. You as well. I want to hear from Tony, our rules analyst, right now. If you're interviewing me, I gotta ask you.
Yeah, it was kind of a good first semester. Expectations were a little lower this year. Came in and exceeded them.
Yeah.
Taking advantage of that the senior schedule. All A's, A+ is actually kind of rarity for me, but it was good to see, good to have on that mid-year report.
Good commentator, good scholar, and hopefully we'll see where you're headed for next year, right?
Still waiting on a lot of decisions.
I am as well, so we will let you know when that happens, but we might be done with commentating by then.
Yes.
I think both the basketball teams will be done, although Cam Hayes-Darina knocks down the 3, but I think it's a long 2 by the way he looked at the ref. I think they're going to count that as, again, a long 2. Although, I think his foot was behind the line. If we can try and get a replay of that, I'd love to see that. No, they did call it a 3, yeah. That was a 3-pointer for Cam Hayes. I don't know why he looked at the ref like that, but
A little pull-up jumper. That's beautiful.
that mid-range jumper is good for College Charter, and Metuchen will go back the other way. Sorry if you're hearing some commotion behind us. I don't really know what's happening outside the booth, but finally back in action. 4 minutes left in this third quarter here for the Metuchen Bulldogs, and somehow our camera is focused on the people walking across the gym and not the action. I don't know what that was, but now we're back on the action. Bulldogs get the basketball back, 41-14, and it looks like we are just about to get ready for our first interview of the day. I know there were a bunch of interviews on Friday on senior night, but now we officially have Pharrell Moppy, Metuchen Varsity Wrestling. Tonight is your senior night here. Pharrell Moppy, how are we doing?
Doing good, doing good.
So tonight is your senior night for wrestling.
Yep.
How are we feeling ahead of tonight?
I'm feeling great. Feeling great about our team. Right now we just got second in our division, and this is a pretty big divisional matchup. Actually, Spotswood is a pretty good team. They're always solid every year, but this is probably one of the better teams we've had in recent year.
Jason Woods will sink this second shot.
So, what should we expect as viewers? What's it like for those who maybe haven't watched wrestling? What should you expect for some of those viewers?
Oh man, you're gonna expect a lot. Actually, it's a lot of action. It's pretty much a roller coaster. A lot of highs, a lot of lows. It's a pretty good experience. I expect a lot of people to be there today. I really recommend people joining in, whether that's on the stream or going to school and watching us wrestle live. Every match we try to put on a show. We try to wrestle our hearts out, put it all on the mat. Make sure everyone's we're not wasting anyone's time.
And, that was a very good point, because I was watching a little bit of your wrestling we have on the Bulldog Report, and I saw that amazing pin against JFK. How has your total season gone so far?
Well, my season's doing all right. It is what it is. But more importantly, I think it's more about the team. I think that last year, we had, of course, Fran Rossiter,
Yeah.
probably the best wrestler we've had ever come out of the school. And, losing him was a big blow to us, but we really came around as a team. We have a really young team. Most of our team is freshmen, sophomores, and whatnot. So having them grow up, having them get more experience under their careers and stuff like that, we've really locked in, and we've really done well this season.
And now you have the younger Rossiter as well, so.
Oh yeah, younger Rossiter, Amelia, he's probably gonna be just as good as his brother, to be honest.
But
Great wrestler.
not as good as you, right, Pharrell?
Not as good as me. No, I still kick his butt every now and then.
Yeah. So, so wrestling senior night. Be sure to come support. Any other words for any fan out there from Pharrell Moppy? What do you gotta say?
Shout out to all the JFK wrestlers.
If any of them are watching.
If any of you guys are watching, respect to you guys. Lots of love.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you so much, Pharrell Moppy, for joining us inside the booth.
Great having you.
Thank you very much, guys.
Good luck tonight.
All right, Pharrell Moppy inside the booth. Varsity Wrestling Senior Night will begin around 6 p.m. JV and 7 p.m. for varsity, so be sure to come out and support that. This game, currently it is 4:45-ish, 4:50, so as soon as this game ends, we'll clear the basketball proceedings, and we'll get on to wrestling. We'll
What
we'll put the mats out and get ready for that.
and what a great time to shout out the Metuchen High School custodian staff.
Yes.
A lot of work goes into every one of these games, the setup, and having a double header like this, basketball back to
Yep.
wrestling takes a lot of work, and just what a great commitment, what a unbelievable staff that we are so lucky to have here as students,
Right.
and the faculty you're able to have. They're unbelievable. They're great people, great addition to this program.
Ben Santis with a great layup on a feed from Danny Galligan. That was great stuff.
Everything's great. We've said great a lot tonight.
Yeah, we have, and that's not a bad thing either.
It's a good night to have when everything's great.
It's a good night to have a good night. Matt Smith lost control of that one,
ball.
but yeah, no, our custodial staff is great. We're lucky we don't have ice under this court right now. I love watching those videos of like Madison Square Garden getting turned over in a night from basketball back to hockey.
Wouldn't that be special though for Metuchen hockey? Which
speaking of, you
senior
could say
night
it.
tomorrow night at the barn, the club at Woodbridge. Make sure to be there. It's
Yeah,
gonna be awesome.
Pack the barn, as they like to say.
Yes.
Chetty Eddie, sometimes they call themselves.
Will you be there tomorrow, Jared?
I will be there tomorrow.
So-
I'll be taking some photos of the hockey team and their senior night processions. But yeah, senior night Thursday, Friday, last Monday, last Friday, a lot of senior nights.
Yes, and I wouldn't be surprised if we get a little camera, a little game action, and maybe a possible Jake down.
Oh, on the hockey game.
Not live, folks. It's too hard to do it live, but maybe a
or maybe
tape delay.
Yeah, maybe you and Luke Krumholtz can give
Yes.
us a little week's breakdown here.
Yes.
Of all these senior nights. A three-pointer is good at the buzzer. Wow, that was a
What a
long
shot.
three for college prep, and that will end the third quarter, 44-23 in favor of Metuchen. Metuchen handling business, right?
Yeah, taking care of business. Standing on business, taking care of business. Every type of business, they've got it.
That reminds me of that interview we had, the Powder Puff game we were
Yes,
calling.
yeah.
Seniors stood on business. That was a low-scoring affair.
But still a fun atmosphere.
Yeah.
Great atmosphere.
Ended 14-6 in favor of the senior class. If you were watching that one, that was a while ago. I believe that was November. It was the day before Thanksgiving.
Yes, day before Thanksgiving.
We have media people everywhere.
Exactly. Every sport, every square inch of this high school, we're there.
We are always there. So 44-23 end of the third quarter. We'll bring you some fourth quarter action in a little bit. Jared Popek and Jacob Krumholtz on the Bulldog Report. Checking back in for some fourth quarter action here. Metuchen already has a sizable lead. Jason Woods gets blocked under the rim. Yeah, Metuchen has a sizable lead, 44-23. Your 21 is your difference so far in the fourth quarter. An absolute rejection by Ben Santis, and I think it's going to stay with... they're going to call it a foul on Ben Santis. That's his first foul of the day, and we haven't seen that many fouls, actually, now that I think about it.
No, not many. It's been a pretty clean game. Crisp passing. Not a lot of fouls. And, that's normally a good thing.
Not a lot of fouls, but a lot of turnovers.
Yes, lots of turnovers. That in that way, the passing's been it's been very, very sloppy. I've seen probably more turnovers here today. And that's not necessarily we're talking about Metuchen here. The Cougars have had a little bit of a struggle, as we see right there, and as we see again right there. That's just sloppy ball movement there.
And Matt Smith with a great steal, almost a second one there, and I believe he spilled into the bleachers on that steal. But yeah, great job by Matt Smith to clean that up. Are you giggling over there,
Sorry,
rules
sorry,
analyst?
sorry. I'd like to apologize. This is another
Matt
steal.
Smith, a great steal, takes it the other way. Too speedy for our camera, and he gets the layup to go.
And that's
Great.
exactly what we were talking about.
That's exactly what we were talking about. He almost had 2 steals on the last possession, gets a steal, and gets the layup to go on that one. Yeah, what were you giggling about?
No, I don't, it might have been a face made by one of our
No,
people in the tech
no,
booth.
no.
Maybe just someone in the tech booth.
Yeah,
You know?
always the tech guys.
Always the tech guys.
Prank Sinatra.
And there
he is. Here he is. Ike Bush officially here.
Is this thing on?
It will be in a second. Yeah, now it's on. You have to.
I've never used this mic before.
There you go. Now you're on.
How are we doing?
Good to have you in.
Thank you. Am I a guest or?
You
How
can
should I
be.
take this?
We already had Pharrell Moppy on today.
I saw him on the way out. I screamed senior night in his direction.
Yep. Yeah. We did have him on.
Pretty sure
actually.
your girlfriend saw me. She was like, "What the hell is he doing?" She was like looking, gave me a weird look because I screamed senior night in the parking lot. I tried my best to get her. I'm so sorry. I'm really late. I had a dermatology appointment. It was in Woodbridge, which is really a pain, and so I was like, "Don't tell anyone." I was getting here very fast and effectively. Let's just say that.
Well,
All right. So fill me in. What's going on?
so let me give you a little breakdown, and for the fans as well watching. We don't know a whole lot about this team. They're an independent team. They do not belong to a conference, and we don't really know any other players right now. So we're kind of guessing. But as you can see, Metuchen's handling business. They've rotated a lot of players in and out. Cam Hayes, Jason Woods, Ben Santis, Matt Smith. They've all had phenomenal days. Jason Woods, 3 what should have been 3-pointers. 2 of them were long twos. They said his toes were on the line. That's happened a little bit today, but yeah, we've had Cam Smith from downtown, from Grove Avenue, as Jacob was
That's a
was
good
calling
one.
it.
That's good. I've never thought of that. That's pretty good. From Grove.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Great. So looking like a win probably. I think obviously it's an 18-point game, but still you guys think it's going to end up. Yeah, you think it's going to end up being would be a big win for the Bulldogs. I know it's not in conference obviously, but
Yeah.
still a win. Obviously when it comes down to tiebreakers, overall record matters. The thing that matters the most is your conference record, obviously. And we talked about this in games past, but when it comes down to tiebreakers, it really matters when you're playing out of conference games, right?
We were talking about how unique this match is, and obviously it's important to get a win, which Metuchen seems to be doing. But this is such a unique matchup because College Charter here is kind of just scheduling the games that they can because they're not in conference. They played a team in Brooklyn we were talking about the other day. They traveled all the way out to Brooklyn to play a game. So this team is a little unique, but I was talking to the coach earlier, very nice guy. It's just a program that is not really funded. It's not a very put together program, although they are joining a conference next year.
Yeah,
from what I
maybe on
heard.
the come up. Maybe on the come up a little bit.
Your headset fell
They're
off. a little
independent,
bit.
so I'm assuming they reached out to Coach Cardillo to try to schedule this game because they're out of,
Right.
they're independent. It's like what Notre Dame does.
Yeah.
They just pick up the teams. As you mentioned that in the cast, they just pick up
Yes,
teams
yeah.
that are known, and they try to get those quality wins to try to get in the top 4. Although they never really win a playoff game.
They rarely ever make the playoffs.
Yeah, that's also true. I think the last time they got in was 2019. or
Although the
something like
college football playoff is so tough to get into.
it's ridiculous.
I'm glad they're expanding it.
I agree.
I
think
like
I think
the
it's
new
a great
format.
expansion. I know
Except I do think that I will say that I think the committee, as much as I hate to say it.
you hate the committee.
No, as much as I hate to say it.
I kind of agree. I'm really mad about that Florida State.
But I
thing.
think they got it right though this year. I will say that.
I think you're wrong about that.
Oh.
Actually, the
Ooh.
Florida State thing was a ridiculous.
I
snub.
agree, but I think the matchups were excellent. So I
They
think in
were
terms of
excellent,
quality
but it was a
gameplay-
money pot. Let's face it. It was their goal was to try to get as many eyes on a game as possible, and what they did was they
yeah.
said Alabama, Michigan, like that's obviously going to get you the most viewers, but it comes at what cost, right? Because Florida State was undefeated in a Power 5 conference. with some quality wins and
Yeah.
they didn't get in. So I thought that was ridiculous.
Well, now they're your rivals. So
yeah,
Yes.
right. Now that I'm going to
Well,
Syracuse.
maybe
so
actually not for so long. It looks like they may be leaving the
is that true?
ACC. Yes, they have.
yeah, they're trying to go to SEC, but apparently they have like a whole bunch of millions of dollars that they owe if they wanted to do that. So, by the way, I think I'm a bad luck charm because as soon as I've got here, it's been all yellow. It's been I got here and
All Cougar.
they've scored 6 points unanswered, and the Bulldogs haven't seemed to score anything. So maybe I shouldn't be back on the cast, and that's maybe why they've been under 500 when I've called their games too.
Oh man,
Oh wow, good rebound there by Leighton Emsley.
he's been phenomenal today. And so is Cam Hayes. There you go. Mid-range jumper for Cam Hayes is good. And there's a little blue. We actually were not really talking about while we were talking to you about this college football thing. It was kind of all yellow, but luckily Metuchen built a great lead at the half. First quarter, they only allowed, I believe, 12 it was in the first half. So really good stuff from Metuchen.
Great stuff. So can I ask you a question? Where's Luke?
Oh, Luke's sick today. So
Luke's sick. And was there a Jake down?
no Jake down
No
today.
Jake
Oh,
down.
We're a little
man.
short-staffed.
Yeah, we were short-staffed today. We apologize. The timing of this game was not particularly great for
Yeah.
us, and I'm sure for the viewer at home as well. If you're still at work or if you're, coming home, it's probably not the best thing to be watching this game. But if you're at home, it's a little more convenient when it's a 7 o'clock start or a 6:30 start or 6 o'clock start. It's a lot easier than watching this at a 4 o'clock start. So we apologize that we're short-staffed. We're also coming back from school and have all sorts of appointments. I made this thinking that night would be open for a game, but
And on a
oddly enough, it's
Thursday.
a 4 o'clock game.
Thursdays normally
It's
don't have
Thursday.
games
Wow.
either.
Yeah.
This week went by fast.
It's felt like the fastest week and also the slowest week. I thought it was Thursday yesterday, but I also thought it was Monday yesterday. So it's kind of hard to tell.
You're
Right,
all over the
place.
I'm all over the place too. It's weird when that happens and everyone's on the same page.
Oh, exactly.
Isn't that weird? Because it's sometimes the week goes by slow and everyone agrees,
It's
or
been
it goes by
also-
fast and everyone agrees. I don't know.
It's been a
odd.
very eventful week. for some
eventful
of us.
week. Eventful week. We'll talk more about your events from this week when the stream is over because I need to know. I'm very interested.
We'll talk about that a little bit later.
Yeah, I was meant to talk to you before about that. I'm very excited to hear what went on.
Matt Smith, by the way, when you guys were talking, had a great mid-range jumper, and now 50 burger for Metuchen here today.
Oh, I was gonna say for Matt Smith and dropped all 50 of the touching points.
That would have been something. What do you think the record is for a Metuchen player so far?
It's a great question.
I think it's
wish
gotta be
we had a
Jason.
fact, but not all the NJ.com stats are like on from
Yeah.
1976,
Yes, yeah.
right?
You might have to
Unfortunately.
take a look at the
So
archive.
you'd probably have to, or just ask Mr. Cathcart. because I'm sure he knows.
At least this season. What do you think?
Oh,
Jason
this
Woods.
season it's the Jason Woods versus South River game when he scored 33.
Was that the
Wow.
first game of the year?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was unbelievable.
He scored like
performance.
34, 33, something ridiculous. And
Talk
we were
about,
talking about it the whole
yeah.
time, how insane he was.
Talk about setting the tone right, getting off on the right foot for
Yeah.
the season.
Speaking of Jason Woods, there's 2 free throws, and the Bulldogs extend their lead to 19.
I also I'm led to believe that Matt Smith and Cam Hayes definitely have double digits. I think Jason Woods and Ben Santis might be close as well.
And they're the two top
They
scorers.
they're top. They lead almost every category together, and it's really cool to watch that. It's been like a competition in itself.
We've had a few of those Jake down graphics.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
The who got that dog?
Who got that dog graphic?
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that.
I liked the Timothy Christian graphic.
Oh, that
too.
one was a good one. There's some
What was
good
that?
graphics.
Oh,
this
that
year.
one I made, right? Or no. That was the Oh My one, right? That
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
that I helped to make the text box for
Yes,
that.
you made the text box.
That's the most important part, I think.
Oh, definitely.
So who's doing play-by-play for the rest of this 2 minutes? Me or
I
you?
think we're just kind of
Bounce it off,
bouncing
you
it
know,
off.
just-
It's just been very conversational ever
yeah,
since I
we're
got
kind
here.
of just talking here.
I'm on time in another world.
I was saying no zebra jokes today.
no zebra, no jokes. There weren't as many. I'm assuming weren't as many.
Not as many jokes.
corny
Yeah,
jokes.
no, not
Some of them though.
So audio was the problem there. I see the comments. Are we good with audio?
It looks like it was probably before before and
Gotcha.
halftime. We came on a
Right.
little bit late. I'd
Yeah.
like to personally apologize for being a little late to the start of the second half. There's
Yeah.
just a few different reasons we don't have to get into here on air. But we'll be good for the next game.
That's
Yeah.
great. That's great. I would like to, if we're not gonna call the rest of this 19-point game. I'm gonna just start to spread more awareness for all the viewers out there
no.
of the documentary that we have coming
okay.
out. It wasn't crazy. Beyond the Buzzer is a documentary, a project that we've been working on for the media club. Really, I've been in like almost away games. I've been filming in the locker room with the boys and being on the bench filming during the games. I know we've said this throughout the season, but keep your eyes out because it's not coming necessarily super soon, but it will be coming at some point this season. And when I say season, I mean this school year. So it will be before the last day of school. You're going to get exclusive footage from inside the locker room, halftime speeches, the players, what they say, what they're thinking, anything, really. Practice footage, games from the bench, huddle discussions, and also some more lighthearted stuff that we'll cut to while we do some interviews with the players, and
Yep.
it'll be fun. It will be definitely fun to produce and edit. We're kind of underway, and I can't wait to. So I'm just spreading some awareness that will come out. If you're a viewer, a parent, or a grandparent watching at home, your son from the Metuchen High School basketball team, Varsity, that is, will have a little bit of a shout out on that show. So keep your eyes out. That's all I'm saying.
And we should have a couple other things in the works, at least in terms of content with any of these sports. Really, great mid-range jumper there from almost like a turnaround for Cam Hayes-Arena. He's been great today, but yeah, hopefully some more content. I know Jacob and Luke might get something started
Maybe
here.
a little bit.
Yeah, I've been hearing something about that. Media Club is always brewing a new idea. I'm assuming that. Is this what your? Am I allowed to even say the name?
We'll keep it on.
Yeah, we'll keep it on the down low for now. That's
Yes.
good. That's good. That's a good thing.
But expect some more content. Definitely some more podcasts. Shout out Sydney Gradesky.
Yep.
But I think his toes were on the line just there.
Yeah, it was.
Maybe that's just something with his shot, right? Like he just steps forward, and that's okay, especially since it's been working for him this season. But
Yeah.
maybe you have to stand a little bit further back when you're taking the shot and just anticipate that you're going to make that step forward.
And since we noticed it was all yellow, it's been all blue, actually. They've only
Yeah.
scored 1 point since you said that.
Well, this is a positive commentator's curse.
It is.
We rarely see that, but glad I was able to point that out, and the Bulldogs are able to close out a 20-point or 20-plus, maybe a little less, win as there's free throw shots
and
now.
as this is coming to an end, I'd also like to say we're now less than an hour away from Varsity Wrestling Senior Night. You will also see live coverage of that on the Bulldog
yeah.
Report. All right. Live coverage of that will also be on the Bulldog Report. So we have a little Bulldog Report doubleheader today.
Are we streaming that live?
We will be streaming
with
that
announcers
live.
though.
I don't believe.
See that's up in the air. I'm assuming no.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm
shout
not.
out-
There were a couple offers, volunteers, I should say.
We
I
were
should say
talking about it at the
volunteers.
half.
Yeah, some volunteers. I'm not
Not too sold.
I'm not sold on their proposition. I think this should be okay, just the one stream.
Yeah. I will say, though, Pharrell Moppy was a pleasure to have on.
Pleasure
today.
to have
Oh,
on.
if you had Pharrell on.
We had
Yeah, I
Pharrell
was
on.
saying that.
We were just
Oh, you did say that, right. I was thinking about how I just greeted him in the parking lot, but screaming senior night.
Yeah, no, we had him on.
High-fived him.
We interviewed him
That's
on
great.
here.
That's awesome. Did he break anything?
He did not break anything, actually. He had a great interview.
All right, great. So give me a little recap. What happened? Because I obviously wasn't here since the 4th. Just give me like a quick summary, and we'll get out of here.
All right, so Metuchen got out very quick. Their transition game was very good. A lot of turnovers for Yellow today.
Yes.
A lot of turnovers for the Cougars.
Defensively for the Bulldogs, you mean?
No. Defensively for the Tigers. Or
no, the Bulldogs. Yes, defensively
Yes,
for the
yes,
Bulldogs.
yes.
The Tigers.
I
The
don't
Cougars.
know.
Get
The
out of here.
Cougars.
Yeah.
The
I don't know
Cougars.
I don't know what I'm talking about. All right. Scoreboard turned off, but
Yeah, no, it was 54-36.
36.
It's gonna be a
Six,
quick turnaround here in the.
so now I don't even know if we're gonna see it right now, but wrestling mats are about to come out. We're about to see Varsity Wrestling Senior Night. Great win by the Bulldogs all around. They really handled business. There's nothing bad to say about how they played.
If I may, I know you're doing the play-by-play as of now, but I just want to say great win for the Bulldogs. Obviously, I got here with 7 minutes left in the game, and being able to watch the last few minutes, obviously seeing the work that had been done for the Bulldogs, getting out to that early lead, like you said, and never really looking back. That's important stuff, and it's a big game for the Bulldogs, and to be able to come out with a win tonight, I think is really important for their season, as the schedule doesn't get easier, right? It actually gets really tough from here on out, because they've already played Wardlaw twice and Kennedy twice, and those are two of the teams that they really could only beat in the conference, at least statistically. So they've got a tougher schedule ahead, but it's really important that they get this win out of conference and be able to beat up on the teams that statistically are not as good as them.
Right, so they still have J.P. Stevens, South Amboy, Roselle Park, Edison on the schedule.
That's a tough stretch there for the Bulldogs.
That could change, and we're
Edison, that's a cool one. They actually, they scrimmaged earlier, the first scrimmage of the year, and the Bulldog Metuchen won. They played like half and half, 2 halves, and actually 4 quarters was how they broke it up. Metuchen won 3 of the 4 quarters. It was really fun to watch, though. That team's pretty good, so it should be fun. Yeah, that's home.
That is home. Yes,
Nice.
That's a late one. That's the 17th.
Yes.
February 2nd. Got it.
Yeah,
that'll be cool. All right, so actually I'll let you do the closure.
Yeah, so that'll wrap it up for some day basketball. We should at least be back live on the Bulldog Report in a little less than an hour for Varsity Wrestling Senior Night. I also want to mention Varsity Hockey Senior Night is tomorrow night at 8 p.m. The club at Woodbridge will be where that is. MHS Gym at 6 p.m. will be your varsity wrestling, but for now, Jared Popek, Ike Bush, and Jacob Krumholz on the call today. You were watching the Bulldog Report. A good 18-point win for the Metuchen Bulldogs, and they will move on to, I believe it's J.P. Stevens next. But you were watching the Bulldog Report.